It has been pouring rain in LA for the last several days, and I've put this off as long as I possibly can. So if you can hear any rain sounds in the background, just kind of view it as like a nice, cozy ASMR, you know? Let it set the ambiance for the scene, you know what I mean? A nice, chill, chatty video. But today I am going to do my third annual working out for 30 days video. I am so excited about this because this year just feels like a lot different. If you watched my video that I posted a couple weeks ago where I talked about restarting my fitness journey, I kind of go into a lot of detail about just like sort of leading up to this point. I'll link that video down below so you can check it out. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to sit down and chat with you about my journey, sort of what brought me here, what the 30 days was like, why I decided to do this for the third year in a row, all of that good stuff. So if there are any questions that I didn't get to in this video, definitely make sure you leave them down in a comment below. But we have a lot to cover. You know how I can chat and chat and chat. So let's go ahead and jump into my experience doing a 30 days of exercise challenge. So yeah, as I mentioned, this is the third year in a row that I'm doing this. I randomly got inspired to do this back in 2022 because, to be honest, I've just been feeling like I'm kind of in a rut, clearly for the last 3 years in a row, but I just always get, especially towards the end of the year and near the holidays, I just get into this like kind of unhealthy cycle of eating and not moving my body, and I just feel my best when I'm taking good care of myself, and that can mean different things for everyone, but I decided in 2022, I was like, I've never had a good relationship with exercise, which we'll talk about. So I've always seen these things online that say, if you do something every day for 30 days, it becomes a habit. So I was like, I can do that. I can try to just make some time for myself and carve out a little bit of space each day, 20 to 30 minutes, where I just move my body. And it truly changed my life. And then I did it again last year, and now I'm doing it again this year because it just makes me feel that good. I have heard since then that it actually takes more like 45 to 70 days or something like that to actually form a habit. But either way, you know, we're doing it for the sake of just for a month. My word for the year for 2024 is prioritize, to prioritize myself in situations, to have better boundaries, to take better care of myself, all those things. So I felt like this just perfectly fell in line with all of those goals. And I think just reframing exercise over the last couple years has really helped me out a lot because I used to think it had to be this like super intense, like burn the most calories possible, punish yourself for eating brownies or whatever. I had that very kind of like strict mindset throughout my life. So like, of course I hated exercise. And then as I got older, I realized exercise could be fun. It's a wild concept. It could be fun, and like it could be for any reason you want it to be. It can be to have an endorphins boost. It can be to get stronger. It can be to carve some time out for yourself. It can be for self-care. It can be for mobility, for tons of different reasons. And so I kind of wanted to like refocus this year, reset what I want my goals to be. I talked about this in that video that I mentioned, and I feel like having that mindset going into this was just really helpful for me. It made me feel like I had just like a very clear vision and goal. And the biggest thing that I wanted to carry with me was this sort of like no big deal attitude. Like, oh yeah, it's just 20 to 30 minutes a day. It's no big deal if I do it. It's no big deal if I don't. And just kind of having it be a little thing that I do each day instead of this like daunting task or like, oh no, I have this many days left or whatever the case. It was just nice to be able to go into this and have like a really healthy mindset instead of previous years where it maybe was like fueled by other things under the surface. I feel like I bring this up a lot because I talk about this in like every video that I've done so far on this topic, but my history with exercise really wasn't great. I feel like especially, you know, when it came to growing up with asthma, being a cheerleader, and always feeling like I was kind of like not able to run as much as everyone else, and now understanding why, and just feeling like I always was surrounded by fitness in such a negative light. It was like push harder and like very intense, and that's just not what motivates me at all. In fact, if I'm like doing a workout class or any type of exercise at all and the instructor is like screaming and yell, like that just turns me, it gives me the ick immediately. Like it's not that serious to me. So that's why when I discovered the term joyful movement a couple years ago, it was just such a like game-changing thing for me because it was like, wait, I can just move my body because it's fun and because it feels good. And like it just totally changed the way exercise was viewed by my brain. It was kind of iconic, honestly. So for the actual workouts that I did this month, I decided to do 6 different workouts. I just kind of wanted to keep it limited. I think last year I really tried to do too many things and I was like a little bit overwhelmed. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do the majority of my workouts at home. So I ended up doing Grow with Jo, who is an amazing fitness channel. She does just very like beginner friendly, even up to like expert level, honestly, fitness videos that are typically anywhere from like 15 to 45 minutes. Very encouraging, very positive, just like HIIT style workouts. I also love MK Fit. I did a main channel video probably back in 2022 as well, where I did one of her workouts and kind of like tried it for the first time because so many of you recommended her, and she does dance fitness, so it's kind of like dance HIIT. It's so fun. I love the Eras Tour one. I love so many of like the 80s workouts, and like it's just pop music and stuff that's really fun to dance to, and it just makes it like very fun and joyful. I did Co-Pilot, which I talked about in the previous video that I mentioned before, starting my fitness journey over again, and that has been huge because I wanted to incorporate some strength workouts into this as well, because a lot of it, what I do is cardio based, and one of my fitness goals for the year is to just get like strong as hell. Like I really do want to feel like at the end of the year I'm really strong and I could like crush a watermelon with my thighs or something, you know what I mean? I also still do a little bit of Pony Sweat dance aerobics, which is a workout class that's based here in LA, but you can also rent videos, you can purchase the like Zoom recorded workouts, and it's so much fun. It's very like, I guess you could say 80s new wave underground style music to a just completely like non-competitive environment. The instructor is truly like a gem. I cannot even begin to describe how much she has changed my mentality around exercise. Like, she's incredible. I of course had to throw in a few hot girl walks. Are we still calling them hot girl walks? Honestly, I am, because it's a blast. I love it. It's like a whole thing. You like put on your headphones, you pick out a podcast, you listen to music, whatever it is, and you just walk. You just walk and you enjoy the weather, and it's beautiful and wonderful, and mwah, oh my god, it's like one of my favorite things. And then of course hiking. So I did a little bit of hiking on the weekends. We'll get into it. But yeah, those were all of the workouts that I did for the 30 days. I just wanted to keep them to like a limited number, keep it manageable, so I'm able to just feel like I'm not super overwhelmed. Now last year I actually did film a little like snippet every single day of my workout, and I feel like I was focused way more on like getting the clip for the workout than just doing the workout. So this year I decided not to do that and just take notes, you know, let you know what I was feeling, relay that back to you. And I feel like taking notes actually has been incredibly helpful because you forget things very easily. So looking back at my notes that I took throughout the 30 days is so fascinating, because it's like one day I was kind of down in the dumps, another day I was feeling incredible, and it's like, wow, it can change from day to day depending on where you are in your cycle, where you are mentally, where you are physically, like how tired you are, how much sleep you're getting, etc. So keeping notes honestly has been a game changer, and like I feel like I should just do it every day, like write down a couple sentences after every workout, because it really helps a lot. Okay, so as a recap for days 1 through 30, I'm gonna go through every day with you, give you a little bit of a recap on how I did that day, what I did, how I felt, etc. So for day 1, starting off, I always like to start, you know, with a little bit of like ease, you know, you ease into it a little bit. So one of my boyfriend Drew's and my favorite things to do on the weekend is just go for a really long walk. We walk and get coffee, we walk to the farmer's market, we walk to the park, we walk to like get lunch, whatever it may be, and we just walk around for hours. That is one of the like most amazing things about living in such a walkable area, is that you can truly just go anywhere. So on January 1st, we started off with a morning coffee walk. It was around 5 miles. We went to the park, we enjoyed the beautiful weather. We started out nice and easy, like I mentioned, and we had been drinking the night before because it was New Year's Eve, and so I don't think it would have been possible to do some sort of intense workout anyways, but just walking is so underrated as a workout. I feel like that's gonna be a common theme throughout this. Day 2 was a Grow with Jo 30-minute video, and I definitely had to make some modifications, and I just want to talk about that for a second and how it's okay. It's so okay to modify your workouts to your abilities, to your skill level, to wherever you are that day. One of my favorite things in the dance aerobics class that I take is that the instructor talks about how this practice, this dance routine that you do this day is different than any other day in your entire life. Like, you are different spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, and it's less about like how much you can keep up with the instructor and more about just like moving your body in a way that feels good for you. You know your limits, you know your body. I have started seeing more people talk about that and just kind of like moving in general instead of doing everything perfectly, and I love the direction that that's going for sure. At the end of the workout, I wrote down that Jo, the instructor, mouthed, "I'm so proud of you, you did that," and I really needed to hear it. Like, I almost got emotional, so that was a great day. Day 3, I did an MK Fit 20-minute 90s throw throwback video. I made some modifications again. I didn't have a ton of time, but I truly enjoyed myself and it felt like a workout but fun, like it was for fun. Day 4 was a 60-minute pony sweat live stream. So like I said, you know, they do record some of their classes and they live stream the classes as it's happening, so then you can rent it later on, if that makes sense. So this is like the dance aerobics class that I was talking about, and I had fun, but I do think I like the 30-minute version better. There is like a 30-minute video that they release every month, and I think I prefer that. I think I just got a little bit distracted by like too many people in the class, and I was like, do I look like them? I'm comparing myself to them, like am I doing the moves like them type of thing. And I feel like with the 60-minute one, there were just a lot of intervals, and I would rather just like do it, have it be quick, get it done, you know, have it be high intensity and then get it over with. Day 5, I took like a 2.5-ish mile coffee walk with one of my friends. She came over and like, that's kind of something I've been trying to do, is like, hey, do you want to just like get a coffee and go on a walk? Like, I don't know, that may be a in your 30s thing, but that to me is like the perfect friend hang. You can catch up, you can get some steps in, you can get a nice little treat. I love it. On this day, I wrote down that it felt more of like a leisurely type of walk than like an exercise type of walk, but like steps are steps, you know, you're getting in steps either way. So I don't know what I was on about, but I was still proud of myself either way. And then moving on to day 6, this was our first day of our morning hike. So every Saturday in the month of January, my boyfriend Drew and I did a hike that is like, I think around 3 miles, and it's definitely no joke. I have done it before, but we decided we just wanted to do it until it got easier. And spoiler alert, we've actually done it 5 times now and it's not getting any easier, but like it will. It eventually will. But this is the first day that we did it. It was pretty challenging. I hadn't done it since probably like October was the last time we did it, and it felt really good to get done. And we were just like on a high of endorphins, and so that was when we decided like, let's do this every weekend, and we have since. It just felt so good to get to the top and like see that view. I don't know, it's just very rewarding. It's a beautiful, beautiful hike and just like surrounded by nature. And this area particularly just feels like you're not in LA at all. Like it's very just quiet, nature-based, not a ton of traffic, not a ton of houses. It's just amazing. Day 7 was a Sunday, so that's typically like our walks day. So we did a 3.5-ish mile coffee walk. There were so many crazy Santa Ana winds as we were walking. Like we were literally getting blown to the side and we were like, should we turn around? Should we go home? We really did kind of want to quit halfway through, but we were so glad we did it. We ended up walking to the park and just kind of chilling and getting coffee and talking. Day 8, I did another Grow with Joe 30-minute workout. This one was called a starting over workout, which I was like, okay, perfect for me. And I didn't enjoy the format of this particular video because it was like a redo of a video. So she was going along with the previous video. Anyways, but what I did note for this day was that I found myself craving more intensity for the first time. And it's, you know, 8 days in, I was like, okay, wait, I think I can like push myself a little bit harder. So I loved that. That was just a really good feeling. And that just, you know, shows that there's like progress happening. You know, I loved it. Day 9 was an MK Fit 30-minute Eras Tour dance workout video. What more can I say, honestly? I think this is probably an ADHD thing and also just part of working out, but I am always counting down the minutes until the workout's over. I'm just like, how long has it been? How long has it been? How much more time? And I truly didn't do that at all. I just really had a blast with this one, and it was tough, don't get me wrong. Like, it was a very tough one, but I enjoyed it so much. Day 10 was my first co-pilot workout, which was exciting. It was like the first time I had re-downloaded the app and gotten back in touch with a new coach and started doing it again because I really fell off in 2022. And I genuinely had a blast doing this. And what I love is that, you know, you can do it from your phone, and then I always like AirPlay it to my TV. So I have Spotify going and the app at the same time. And when you're playing Spotify with the app, and like occasionally your coach will pop in and say something like 10 seconds left, this many reps, or that's time, or the next workout is gonna be this thing, or whatever it may be. And the Spotify volume naturally like lowers when your coach talks, so it's like you get to listen to all your favorite songs. So I put on like my favorite playlist, which is a lot of like 90s bangers, 2000s bangers, just so much good stuff, and I just like had a blast. I was like, why did I ever stop doing this? I love it. Day 11, I did another co-pilot workout again. I felt great. I was a little more challenged. I remembered mentioning that, but I was just so proud of how much I was pushing myself, and I was like, wow, I am really doing this, huh? Like, and this is the first time, really honestly, in these like 3 times that I've done this, that I'm like putting myself first. It's not really for a video. It's not really for being able to tell people that I did X, Y, and Z. It's literally just for myself, and it feels so good. Day 12, I did another Grow with Joe 30-minute 5,000 steps workout was what it was called. I kept saying to myself during this workout, I was like, holy shit, girl, I am so proud of you. And this was like the first workout where I truly felt like I was building up some endurance. It was just kind of happening slowly over time, but I was like, wow, I would not have been able to keep up with this 12 days ago. And that's just a huge accomplishment for me. I also wrote down that, side note, I drank alcohol the night before. I really don't drink alcohol that much. I would say maybe once a month. But I noted that as a result of that, of drinking the night before, I slept terribly. I woke up not feeling my best. I wasn't super motivated to do this workout. So I feel like all of those things were sort of stacked up against me. And so I was like just really proud of myself for getting it done. On day 13, we did another Saturday morning hike. I wish I could say this was easier. It wasn't, but we did improve our time by like 2 minutes, I think. So I usually have my Apple Watch going just to track my stats and stuff. And we did notice that it took us 2 less minutes to get to the top. So that is an improvement, but it was just as difficult. My legs were on fire and I was starting to feel like for the first time in the 30 days so far that I was like, okay, my legs are feeling a little tired and may need a rest. Like the really hard workout the day before and then the hike following, I was like, okay, I need to do something chill and like go for a walk tomorrow. I feel like hiking has become like one of my new challenging things that I need to start doing more, and like trying new trails and trying hiking in different places like when we go on trips and stuff, because it actually makes me feel so happy afterwards. Day 14, we did another Sunday morning 3-mile walk. So again, just grabbing coffee, going to the park. Day 15, I did another co-pilot workout. I noted that I slept horrible the night before because I had like the weirdest nightmare that stuck with me, and I was up all night. I was like scared to fall back asleep. It was like this whole thing. So I really wasn't at my best on this day. I felt like a ton of anxiety, and it's just like I definitely wasn't myself. However, Drew decided to do my co-pilot workout with me, which was so sweet, and we had a blast. We were laughing, like egging each other on, like teasing each other. It was really, really fun. So I really enjoyed it. That was like one of my favorite workouts that stuck out to me during this month. And it just goes to show that sometimes you can have like a shitty day the day before, or you can be hungover or slept terrible or had nightmares or whatever, and you don't want to do it at all. Like you don't want to show up for yourself and move your body, but I was so glad we did. It was a great workout. Day 16 was another 3-mile hot girl walk. This was kind of like my first solo hot girl walk of the month, which is surprising because we were already halfway through the month at this point. I wrote down beautiful sunny day, not hot at all, listened to my podcast and walked 3 miles. Bliss. Day 17, I did another MK Fit 30-minute video. It was a 2010s summer hits dance workout. Hello, incredible. And I wrote down, this is what I mean by joyful movement. I truly felt joy doing this and it was fun. Like that's what I want to continue to be my like through line through all this, right? My driving force is that I just want to have fun. I want to move my body in a way that celebrates me and gives me a little bit of self-care and just make sure that I have fun. Day 18, I did another co-pilot workout. I was just about to start my period and I didn't sleep great. I have a lot of issues with sleep in general just from having ADHD. So I was just like super low energy, really wasn't feeling it. I was like, oh no, here comes the week. The week that I've been dreading this entire time, because oh boy do I have horrible periods. And so I just knew going into this like, okay, things are gonna start going downhill pretty quick. But I'm, you know, determined to show up for myself. So I did it. I had to force myself to show up, but I did. And I was super proud that I got it done. For day 19, I did another Grow with Joe 30-minute beginners workout. And for the first time, I felt like I entered this like meditative state when I was exercising, which like, I don't know if that's ever happened before. Am I like just zoned out right now? Am I in like a zen blissful state? I noticed it during it and I was like, wait, I kind of love this, but I'm also scared. Like, what's happening? Day 20 was probably one of the most special days because we did our Saturday morning hike, but it was pouring rain when we were hiking. I'm talking, we were drenched from head to toe, like absolutely soaked, and it just made it feel so magical. I don't know how to describe it. Everyone around us that we passed on the hike was wearing some sort of like poncho or raincoat or rain gear or rain boots, and we were just wearing like our normal clothes. We didn't think the rain was coming as early as it did, and so honestly, like, we had a blast. It was so much fun. We were literally singing the Unwritten song by Natasha Bedingfield. Only you can let it, no one else, no one else can speak the words on your lips. It felt so magical. That's the only way I can describe it. I should also mention that this was day 2 of my period. I was not feeling it at the beginning. I was feeling super low and down and had really bad cramps, but I popped some Advil and I did it, and I honestly felt a lot better afterwards. I was so proud of myself on this day. Day 21 was a Sunday walk. Nothing else to add here. Around 3 miles, typical walk, very chill, lots of coffee, lots of parks, lots of chats. Fully enjoyed it. Day 22 was another co-pilot workout, and I tried something new with this, and I did a lot more strength-focused stuff like planks and holding a lot of different other planks and wall sits and like other stuff like that I had never really done before. Lots of like core work and arm stuff, and that's all things that I'm not great at. And so I actually ended up feeling pretty discouraged, and it kind of threw me off, but that was what was so nice, was I was able to tell my coach like, hey, I don't feel like I'm at this place yet. Is there any way we can modify it and do something else? And she was like, yes, absolutely. And so it was definitely like a low point for sure. And then I just had to remind myself that like, it's a journey. You're not gonna in 22 days become the goal that you set out for yourself. Like, I'm just really impatient with that kind of thing. I wasn't like progressing fast enough in my own mind, like with these parameters that I had set up for myself. And it was just silly. So I did snap out of it quickly, but it was just, it did have this sort of like, maybe I want to say like 2-3 day residual impact afterwards, where I was just like, no, I'm like losing my mojo. I'm not doing very well, but that's just, you know, normal. That's what happens in an exercise journey. It is a journey. Day 23, I did another MK Fit 30-minute Britney Spears dance workout. Like, hello, best thing ever. I wrote down that it was 23 days in and I was still making modifications, and that's okay. Moving my body has always been the goal. It hasn't been like doing every move perfectly or being able to perfectly keep up with the instructor, and sometimes you get caught up in that, you get a little competitive or whatever, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's also important to not beat yourself up if you do have to make modifications, and just enjoy it. It's about the movement, it's not about perfection. On day 24, I wrote down that I definitely felt like I had been hitting a wall over the last 2-3 days, which I mentioned. I wasn't feeling as motivated, but I kept reminding myself that this journey is way more about discipline than it is motivation. So I kind of did like a little affirmation at the beginning, and I told myself that I am committed to prioritizing myself. I'm committed to showing up for myself, so let's do it. That's just what I kept saying. And yeah, I did a 30-minute Grow with Joe video on this day. I was super glad I did it. It was very challenging, but it was really fun. Day 25, I did another co-pilot workout. I wrote that I felt amazing and so sweaty. Day 26, I did another pony sweat dance video. I did a 30-minute rental, the one that I was like much more comfortable doing. Day 27 was supposed to be a Saturday morning hike, but we switched the days because Drew woke up with a migraine. So for this Saturday, we did a 4-mile walk. We got coffee, went to the park, started late, but we got in some steps and spent the rest of the day resting. So it was like the perfect balance, and that's the other thing, is incorporating rest into these workouts has been such a game changer for me. It's made me feel just like so much more balanced, because if I'm gonna go do like this really intense hike at the beginning of the day, I will be on the couch the rest of the day. Like, absolutely. On day 28, we did our Sunday morning hike, so just a different day, and honestly, I felt like I was building my endurance. So I felt like I was getting stronger, and I was noticing that I was able to go for longer periods of time, but it was still as challenging, if that makes sense. So I was still like, oh my god, this hike is so hard, but I didn't feel like I needed to stop as often, and it just felt like, you know, every day that we did this hike, we were improving our time even more, so it felt amazing. One last thing that I noted was that I definitely could feel my body getting tired, and so I do want to try and incorporate some rest days, some like actual rest days, not active rest days, into my routine as time goes on and as I sort of figure out what I'm doing. Day 29, I did another co-pilot workout. It was more strength focused, and I did start getting in my head about, again, not being like strong enough yet and still struggling with basic things like I can't do a push-up. You know, I have very little core and upper body strength. Okay, wait, I'm just having a moment because I wrote down 31 days. Like, I did the 1st through the 31st, but isn't that technically 30 days? So really it's day 30 right now. I did an MK Fit 80s dance workout, and I wrote in caps, OMG, it was so hard but so fun, with 4 exclamation points. And then for the final day, we made it. I was so excited, and I was just feeling like I was on a roll and I could still keep going, and I still had energy. So I was like, I'm gonna do a hot girl walk, because this simply has to be how I end it. It just had to be. It was perfect weather. I listened to one of my favorite podcasts. I walked around. I was taking pictures and selfies and videos. I was having a blast. It was absolutely perfectly sunny and wonderful. And like, I honestly could not ask for anything better. It felt amazing to end it this way. So something that I did in the past 2 videos was mention if I missed any days. I believe for 2022 and 2023, I missed 5 days each. And for 2024, I missed 0 days. I actually worked out every day for 30 days. I cannot believe that I did this. I am so insanely proud of myself, but also just like it's truly boiled down to the mindset that I had going into this, like I mentioned. Just choosing to show up for myself, choosing to push through, and maybe there's a day where I don't want to because I'm gonna feel great afterwards. And I mean, truly, I have never felt better. Having ADHD and setting a routine for myself has been such a game changer for my mental health because it gives me purpose. It actually is something that I've stuck to, and it just makes me feel so much better mentally throughout the day. So doing these quick like 20 to 30 minute free workout videos, mostly on YouTube, is just a nice, easy, quick way for me to get it done. I don't have to get in my car and drive to a workout class somewhere and do this like hour workout and then have to drive home, that whole thing. It's just quick and easy and I get it done. So that's like definitely how I feel like I've made it more sustainable and like long-term this time around. And yeah, I feel amazing. I always kind of do a little section in these videos where I ask if I will continue, and absolutely yes. It is actually the day that I'm filming this, February 6th, and I have not stopped yet. I have continued to do every single day, just something small some days, sometimes a walk, sometimes a workout video, sometimes something really intense, but I have kept it up and I could not be prouder of myself. And yeah, doing this for the 3rd year in a row has really just shown me ways that I can make it more sustainable throughout the year and not just start off with this like intense month and then kind of taper off by the end of the year, just sort of making it part of my routine. I am really committed to showing up for myself this year, as I've probably mentioned a million times, and I just feel phenomenal. So I had no idea where this was gonna go at the beginning of this year, but I really do feel like getting in the right state of mind and absolutely committing to showing up and prioritizing myself has made just the world of difference. It's been like a total game changer. So yeah, I have talked enough. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You can also turn on my post notifications if you want to be notified every time I post a new video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you have any questions, if you want to see any more kind of like exercise, fitness, joyful movement, whatever you want to call it type videos, definitely let me know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. If you've seen all 3 of these videos, definitely let me know down below. And yeah, I'm just sending you all of my love, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye.